Hello and welcome back to the second half of week 7. Hope you guys are doing well today. We're going to be continuing our work on our picture prompts. So this is part 2. If you did not complete part 1, be sure to go back in your announcements on eClass and select part 1. So that way you know what we're doing. So if you're on the right one, here we go. Today you're going to use an image to create a monologue in a scene. This is the same image that you analyzed in the previous lesson. Go back and review your answers from the previous lesson if you need to, then take another closer look at the image and choose one monologue prompt and one scene prompt to write today. So last week when you guys were working on your monologues, I had a few students reach out and say that they couldn't find their answers to their questions on Monday and Tuesday. So I'm going to actually show you that really quickly. I'm on eClass right now, as you guys can see. You're going to go to activities and then assignments. And it looks a little bit different because I'm recording this on Friday instead of Monday, so that way you guys can see it. But you'll notice that I'm viewing a 6th grader's eClass page. Last week they submitted both of their assignments. So today is May 6th. What you will do is if you completed Monday's lesson and this opens thing will be gone, it'll be blue just like these. But when you go back to your activities, you should see a button that says one submission if you completed it, or it'll say not submitted if you haven't completed it. So if yours says not submitted, make sure that you click on it and you complete the assignment. If you do have a submission, you can click on it and it'll show you your writing from the previous lesson. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, let me know. Just send me a message through the school Gmail account and I will help you out through there. All right, so it said take another look at the image. Just to refresh your memories and mine, we have the 2 buildings here in the front. It's called narrowed living. We talked about last time how there were like 5 to 6 levels per building, how we thought there might be 2 or 3 apartments per building, and that we had these people down here. I believe I answered the questions and it had me like come up with a character and talk about what city it was in. I think we said it was in, I said it would be like in a suburban city outside of Venice, Italy. So their view was of like the ocean or the sea. So the directions say to choose one monologue prompt and one scene prompt to write about today. So you'll write one monologue and one scene. Okay, so in the past you've written a couple of scenes and you've written a few monologues, but now I'm going to have you guys write one of each. But you're not going to answer a whole bunch of questions like you did in the last class. That was kind of like your pre-writing to help you start thinking. What you'll do is you'll read the 3 prompts that are given to you and you'll choose one. And then underneath it'll tell you how long your monologue should be. And it varies by grade level. So make sure that you read right here on your directions when you click on it in a little bit. So that way you know how long yours has to be. Again, my picture is totally different than y'all's. You'll have a different image and different prompts. Every grade level has a different image and prompts to provide variety and give you, and that way you can all learn on your or experience something different. So for mine, I'm going to choose prompt 1. You can pause the video here and read the prompt or look at all of them, but I'm just letting you know ahead of time I chose prompt 1. And then you'll choose one for the scene. And again, you can pause and read these. I, again, am choosing 1 just because that's the one that I liked the most out of the 3 prompts. And then it says it should have at least 5 to 10 lines of dialogue for each character. Again, check that for your specific grade level. It's on the assignment itself. You don't have to look around for it. It'll be very clear right under the prompts. And then it says you should be submitting 1 monologue and 1 scene for today. So on your directions up here, it'll say something to the effect of write it in the same way that Miss Bryant does, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. I already have my monologue and my scene written, so I'm actually just going to be showing them to you guys today. I'm not necessarily going to read them for you because I don't want this video to be super long, but I am going to show you what I have just so you get an idea. And you can, here, I'll scroll back up to the monologue, make it a little bit bigger for you guys to see, and then we'll look at the scene. So here's my monologue. Remember, your monologue is going to be anywhere between 10 and 17 sentences. I think the biggest is 17 and the shortest is 10. As you can see, mine's probably a little bit more than that if I include my stage directions. And note that my stage directions are in parentheses. So if you have your character moving or talking in a certain volume or a certain way, make sure that you put that in the parentheses as stage directions. If you want to italicize it, which just means you're making it slanted by clicking on the little eye up here, you can. You don't have to. That's why I did the parentheses to make it easier, so that way you're not having to format as well. But if you want to pause it, you can read the monologue here. I'm not going to read it because it'll take a really long time if I do so. Go ahead and pause the video and read through that. Okay, so now that you've had a chance to read through the monologue, I'm going to keep going to the scene. And notice how at the beginning of the monologue, I wrote monologue prompt 1. That's how I want you to write it on your end. So you'll tell me that it's your monologue that you're writing, and you'll tell me which prompt number you chose, and they're all numbered. And if not, just 1, 2, 3, you'll know which one is which. Just make sure you tell me which one you're using. And again, I'm doing scene prompt 1. I've got 2 characters. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I gave Nathan 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I gave Priscilla 5, which still fits in my directions of 5 to 10. But yours again will be slightly different. So you can pause the video here again and you can read through the scene. Go ahead and pause now and read. All right. So now that you have read through the scene, you'll notice that I kept very close to what the prompt. It said the walls are thin, they're newlyweds having an argument, and basically they're arguing because Nathan bought or paid for rent for an entire year in the apartment, and Priscilla doesn't want to live there. She wants to get their own house. I kept it very straight to the point. There was a conflict, there was an issue. There wasn't necessarily a full resolution because he said, I'm going to go try to get the money back from the landlord. There's no guarantee that the landlord will give it to them. I very well could have extended it and added like a line that says, 3 hours later, and then Nathan comes in the house or the apartment, and he talks about what's going on. So I could add more to it, but I just wanted to give you guys a brief example. So notice how this is the work that I've done for today. My monologue, my scene. I'm not asking you guys to write 700 pages. I promise it's not that much. But I am expecting a full monologue and a full prompt, or excuse me, a full scene. I don't want you guys stopping just because you hit the line limit or because you hit the sentence or, how many lines each character has limit. When I first wrote the monologue, I ended it roughly about here right here, where she told her dad to go to bed because he was sleeping on the table or at the table. But I was like, no, I need to add just a little bit more to kind of complete the scene, which is what I did, or complete the monologue to the telling of the story. Same thing with the scene. I could have ended it with her just being frustrated and walking away and him not, responding or something, but that wouldn't have been a good story, so I kept going. All right. So this is what I'm looking for today. And I'm going to go ahead and end this so that way you can get started. Remember, you're basing it off of the same picture that you were looking at in the previous lesson. If you have any questions, again, you can send me a message through the school Gmail. I look forward to reading your work, and have a great day, guys.